Recording. Hello, this is Randy Rolfe, and I'm an independent Nikken distributor, and this is one of our product showcases where a couple of us share our experiences with Nikken products. It's not an official corporate presentation, but just us trying to share with as many people as we can the wonders of Nikken technologies. And I'm going to share my screen. A short PowerPoint here before we talk with our guest. Do you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. Nikken's all about discovering active wellness, and that's the idea of taking an active role in getting and staying well. And from the very beginning, 42 years ago in Japan, the founder had a concept of life in balance. And so everything Nikken offers is to put us back in that place of balance. And so many people feel out of balance today with worries about work and time with the family and health challenges of young and old and financial challenges. So a life in balance means a lot. And what we've discovered is that it's the little decisions we make every day, the compound effect of daily choices we make. It's not about big choices about, oh, I'm going to join a fitness club tomorrow, or I'm going to lose 30 pounds or whatever. It's about the little choices, how we spend our day, and whether we drink good water, whether we get enough sleep, whether we turn down the extra snacks. And I learned this from my family counseling practice in the 80s and 90s, where I found that it was, again, those little choices every day that added up not only to health, but also better relationships in the family and actually being happy and relaxed. And the choices that lead to behaviors which lead to results, and they're lifestyle choices. And you can choose between being a human under stress, not achieving your potential, and being a human's being more, which is Nikken's motto and has been from the start. We're really building people from the ground up, literally, and it's an amazing company. I started Nikken 19 years ago, almost 20. And I had been a lawyer. I had given up practicing law in order to have time with my family and to focus on health and lifestyle. And I started writing books on family life because I was fascinated by how to build healthy families. And I traveled all over the world and saw that families want the same things around the world. They dress different. They call God by a different name. They eat different foods, but it's always traditionally organic foods from their region. So it all made sense to me, and I really started teaching families about that. And the health situation with Nikken is the environment that we're in. There's a huge need for getting back to nature. And our health situation, or what we can call the sick care system, sickness is worse than it was even 20 years ago before I started Nikken. For those who are listening, if you're not muted, please mute yourselves. There's a little bit of background noise there. Stress is the biggest killer, and there's more stress now than there was 20 years ago or even 10 years ago, because people have financial stress, they're working extra hours, extra jobs. There's more toxins. 3,000 new toxins every year are added to our environment, and the regulators can't keep up. And we know stress increases the likelihood of heart disease, diabetes, cancer, stroke, also fatigue, allergies, sleep problems, weight problems, anxiety, depression, and pain is all exacerbated by stress. Sleep problems are huge. We have sleep clinics popping up everywhere, and one poor night's sleep drops your immune system by 60%, and 70% of Americans report that they do have wake-up problems, sleeping problems, tossing and turning problems, snoring problems, and so on. Air and water pollution are in the news every day. 7 million premature deaths are annually attributed to pollution in the air by the World Health Organization. And our indoor air is worse than our outdoor air in most communities in the U.S. because we've closed up our houses to save on heating and cooling costs. And so all the chemicals that we bring into our house accumulate, and the positive ions, which are not positive for our health, accumulate, and the negative ions are destroyed. The water, from Flint, Michigan, we know there's lead in many cities and communities. In the water, lots of heavy metals and contaminants from agriculture, from factories, from medicines, and so on. Over 24,000 different chemicals have been found, even in bottled water, and tap water has hundreds of chemicals. They remove the chlorine so it doesn't taste bad, and the chlorine kills things that might kill us quickly, but our contaminated water can kill us slowly. So we have a huge toxic body burden, and it's even worse for kids. Newborns have over 200 chemicals in their tissues already from their moms, which is absolutely atrocious. And obesity rates, everyone knows a third of our country is obese and overweight, and children are suffering the most. And it's because of consumption of too many empty calories and not enough essential nutrients that would help balance out the appetite and the energy level. Less than half of adolescents eat the needed amount of vegetables. Of course, low-income families are way worse off in every dimension, and 27% of high schoolers don't even get enough of exercise. And we can understand that because they're eating poorly, and a lot of them are heading to obesity. So I fell in love with Nikken because I had learned in my exploration of natural health that we needed more of the Earth's natural magnetic energy. I had actually, as a young lawyer, been involved in a case where we were fighting ultra-high voltage transmission lines through northern New York, and we heard the testimony about how dangerous these ultra high voltage transmission lines were, the ones that were already in Canada. And people close to them got more cancer. The dairies that were near there, the dairy cows, they would have, they'd be infertile or sometimes have two-headed calves, and even agriculture was affected. I saw pictures of 14-inch diameter dandelions. So all of that is going to affect human health. And so what is the answer? The answer is humans being more be healthy by choice, not by chance, choosing active wellness. And this is where Nikken comes in. 42 years ago, a visionary in Japan had some major health challenges in his family, and he started looking for solutions, and he knew someone who was doing research in the effects of magnetic fields on living systems. So he started with this engineer to develop insoles for the shoes that gave us back Earth's natural magnetic energy. And he started with a philosophy he adopted from his mom of the 5 pillars of health. Living life in balance requires balance in 5 areas: healthy mind, healthy body, healthy family, healthy society, and healthy finances. And when we saw that, we were really excited because we'd kind of given up the high-powered financial piece when we left the big law firm in Philly, and in order to focus on a healthier mind environment, keep our bodies healthy, have time for our family, and try to have more time to contribute to the society. But with Nikken, they believe we're entitled to have a total life in balance. And if your finances are weak, everything else eventually suffers. And if any of the other pillars are weak, also the others suffer. So you need to bring them all into abundance and balance. So the advantage with Nikken is this idea of holistic approach. And it's the only international company with a totally comprehensive, balanced approach to natural health. So Nikan started with, like I said, the earth energy in the insoles, and then since then they've developed a sleep system, also enveloping you, cocooning you in healthy energy, not only the magnetics but the far infrared from the sun, a water system, a wonderful line of nutrition, multi colored natural spectrum of light, and an air system that purifies and recreates the negative ions, the good ones, without producing any ozone. So this is a quick picture. I'm going to run through it because I want to get to our guest, but I had studied nutrition. I'm a certified nutritionist since the 80s, and I was so excited to see that Nikan's nutrition line is on the cutting edge, absolutely, of all the nutrition research out there. Everything is formulated as organic as possible, based on whole foods as much as possible, and based on science and hard research. And they combine food and herbal elements from all different cultures that support the different systems. So we have something for digestion, something for the mind, something for the cardiovascular system, something for the bones, and so on. It makes it very easy to use, and nothing's overdosed, so you can't overdo anything. They all work together. And if you're watching the video, there's a couple of our products pictured there. One is the bone health, which is absolutely extraordinary. You need to go and learn more about that. Most baby boomers are concerned, but even athletes that are overstressing their bodies and creating acidic environment have bone challenges, and a lot of medications cause bone challenges. There's also the wonderful juice there, finest juice on the market, high antioxidants and nothing but juice in there. Skincare is eco-certified, wonderful, people love it. We also have a new shampoo and conditioner combination that actually restores your hair and follicles to the natural energy. The environment, I mentioned already, the air and the light. We have a wonderful shower system that gives you what we call Nikan Pi Mag water. And pi is the Japanese word for living water. So on the screen you see the little shower system, and we all love the waterfall that purifies the water several different ways. Then it adds alkalizing minerals, magnetism, and the far infrared. So it does all those things that nature does to purify water that falls from the sky. Finally, I think the core of our product line from the very beginning is the magnetic technology. All the products are in their 4th generation. The insoles I have in my shoes, I still have the ones I bought 19 years ago, and they still work, but these work even better because they not only have the magnetics, but the far infrared and the ionic technology. There's a little square there that's also a very popular daytime product that is designed for lower back. Half the country says they have hurting back from time to time. And even if you have a serious chronic condition in the back, it can really make it more comfortable and keep you flexible. The sleep system, I slept on that every night for 19 years, except for a couple of little vacations, and it makes a huge difference. Fall asleep easier, you get into a deep restorative sleep, so when you wake up, nothing's stagnant, you just jump out of bed feeling great. And it really is a cleansing process, sleeping in that energized environment. So I highly recommend it. So I'm going to move on now. So think about your 5 pillars of health, and I want to invite Suzanne Steele to join us. She's a good friend I've met through Nikan. We have a lot in common. And Suzanne, I'll let you tell your story, but thank you so much for joining us today.
Well, thank you, Randy. And it is amazing how our stories intertwine. I guess I got started in Nikan 20 years ago, and it really has been a journey of learning, a journey of personal development. I tell people that the products certainly have changed my life, but the personal development and the friends and colleagues have added so much that I can't put a price tag on it, just like my health. Most people, if you don't know my health story, is I broke my neck in a car accident 23 years ago. And I keep this picture handy to show people if they've never seen someone in a halo, but that's what I looked like 23 years ago. And had a lot of issues afterwards and was looking for solutions. And I was open when a friend told me about these products. He had gotten a good result because he had a back challenge that got some help with that magnetic pad that you saw on the prior screen. And for me, it was the sleep system that truly changed my life. It is the foundation. It connected all the circuit breakers back together. It's the good electrical energy that our body needs, not the bad. And so fast forward 20 years later, I'm more active than I was before my accident. I ski, I hike, I garden, and I even took up riding a motorcycle. So, I know that I would have never been able to do that if my health wasn't back in alignment. And I know this is a product, story. I could go on for hours with products. From my husband who hit a tree 7 years ago skiing out west, broke his femur. And, the doctor said, well, we'll try to put it together, but I'm not sure if it will heal, because he's older. And I said, thanks, doc, but I got that all down. And these products do not cure or heal, but what they do is they put the body into a good space so the body can rejuvenate and help itself. And sure enough, that first post-op x-ray, the doctor here was blown away of how much his body had started to repair. And I liken that to the solutions that we offer to support the body. I could talk about every single product, but fortunately I was introduced to this because I was just outsourced in my job, and one of the biggest products that our company offers is hope. Hope for a better health, hope for another income, hope for a way to make an impact on people's lives. And so I have another solution to create income and support my family and support my life, because I've been able to share and make an impact on others' lives over these last 20 years, and look forward to many years in the future.
That's so cool, Susie. It's amazing what our products do, and both of us have been around 20 years, and I love what you said. You were even more active than you were before the accident, and I just think it's amazing how it keeps us young, keeps everything working. I see you have our power necklace on. Can you maybe just go through your day? What Nikken stuff do you use?
Well, I get out of bed in the morning, sleeping in that wonderful sleep system at night. I start my day with that great juice, Siaga, that you mentioned before. I take several of the nutritional supplements, including lactoferrin. I take the women's support. Immunity is another huge product that I take on a regular basis. And if I travel, I take extra. And I do put those insoles in my shoes every day. I have several pairs that I've accumulated after 20 years and use my originals in my gardening shoes, so they still are working. And this goes around my neck. It's actually 2 bracelets put together. And found that for me, I have issues with some of the storms that come through. And since putting 2 bracelets together just by chance, I stopped noticing the fronts coming through about a month ago. So, it's amazing what your body needs, and always drinking water, whether it's from our system on the counter downstairs, or if I'm traveling in our water bottle. And let's see, what else? I don't know. There's things that I use that I don't even think about on a daily basis. It's just become part of my life. And I will share too. Some of you are aware we just had a kitty that went to Rainbow Bridge the other day. He was 21. And when my vet came over to the house to help us, he said he's never had a 21-year-old cat in his practice, and he's been practicing for many years. And so I know that our solutions allowed him to live a very long and active life. And even the last day or two, he was having trouble eating. And I knew that there was one thing that I could do for him that would support him. And so I was giving him jade green zymes, which he loved. And then, of course, a little bit of ice cream to just kind of add that little extra special moment the last day. But, he used these products to help support him and help him move around, because he's a big part of our family for 21 years.
21 years, that's awesome. Yeah, these products, the pets really respond, the plants. Many people with big dogs, we help with the joint supplement, and we have a pet pad for the cats and dogs, and they love it. And I love that you shared that, and I see that it's moving when the companion of 21 years leaves. But what a great life, and to be able to support our animals, even though we keep them indoors, away from nature so often, but we have the Nikken products to support them. So that is really a special thing that we can gift our little animals. But it just goes to show that all living things respond to this energy, and you don't have to convince an animal to get on the pet pad or to drink the good water.
No, that's something that for people who are not sure whether or not the products really are working, I've always told them, just look at the animals. If I go to someone's home and they have animals, and I might put a product on the floor, so many times those animals will come right over and plunk right down on whatever it is. And the owners are always shocked. Oh, they don't ever do that. And I said, yes, they do, because they sense that good energy.
Yeah, that's so true. And I've even had that situation, you probably have too, where animals will come up to you because you're covered with magnetics. And the owners say, oh, he's never friendly like that to strangers. And you're like, well, I'm covered with magnets. He likes my energy. It's a lot of fun. They get the message quick. It's quite cool. So Suzanne, we have just a couple more minutes. Can you share how you would recommend to someone who's just looking at Nikken to get started?
Well, I fully believe that the sleep system, even though it's a large investment in your health, is the best investment. I would say go down all of your concerns in your life. If you have a particular challenge that you're dealing with, I always try to pair things up, to create a good circuit for someone. So, the insoles, you have nighttime and daytime solutions that support your body. The sleep system is the nighttime. The insoles, other magnetic solutions and far infrared and ionic now, partner up with during the day to reduce your stress, and add water and the nutritional whole foods that we offer to help give you that good energy. But to really find out what it is that you want to do that you aren't doing now that you could have done in the past, and talk with that person that invited you and ask them, well, what would you suggest to help me be able to go out and garden for 10 hours, or go for a longer hike, or ski all day and not feel like I have to take 3 days off. There are lots of things that I'd be happy to go further detail. If anyone's interested, we could, do this outside of this discussion. Be happy to share those, for each person. It's a little different, but, water, nutrition, sleep, it's all basic building blocks. So choose what you need and go as quickly or slowly as your pocketbook can allow. But I'd say that the sleep is well worth the long-term investment.
Thanks so much. Thanks, Suzanne Steele, for sharing your story and your beautiful smile. And I love what Nikan does for people. It just brings out their light. And we meet so many good people, and we have such a great environment. So join these videos as much as you can. You will learn so much just by osmosis from wonderful people who want to share, who want to make this a healthier world. And I'm going to go back to my share screen now for a closing thing, if it gets me there. Let's see. Here we go. So begin your new success story with active wellness and living a life in balance with Nikan. Consider what area, as Suzanne said so well, where you would like to see the most improvement first, and whether it's healthy mind, being around positive people, or just getting a better night's sleep so you're not grumpy in the morning. Healthy body, healthy family, healthy society, healthy finances. And Nikan, it's really a process. It takes time for your body to reach its optimal. And I say people have no idea how good they can feel until they have really used the Nikan products. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. So we invite you to go ahead and become a customer. As Suzanne said, the sleep system's the core. The more quality water you drink, the more responsive you are to all those good energies. But start somewhere. Become a customer. There's nothing else like Nikan in the world. The products are patented based on research. And when you fall in love with the products and want to share with others, you can give them away, or you can become a part-time entrepreneur. The Nikan compensation plan is designed to encourage you to spread the word, and word of mouth is the best marketing. And many people have created a full-time income and actual financial freedom with Nikan. So we have other videos on that. So thank you very much for joining us. And I hope you will explore more and get back with the person that invited you, as Suzanne said so well. So thanks again, Suzanne, and for everybody joining us. We had a good turnout, and this will be recorded and on my YouTube channel, and I'll send one to Suzanne, and anybody else can access it and share it. So take care, everybody. See you next week.